to you that you must become inverse paranoid in my previous timeless principle. Today I thought of giving you example of how and what I said in becoming an inverse paranoid. Simply when you look for good given situation, sooner or later, more often you will find it that it works for to your advantage. And if you take the attitude that is coming, the less upset and discouraged you will get while you are waiting for it. As the saying goes, my friend, when life hands you a lemon, squeeze it and make it a lemon. And today, I would like to explain this factor by giving you an example. I was reading a book on of prisoners of war, and in which a prisoner of war, a pilot, a plane crashed, he ejected, and he was caught. And while in prison, he the transformation he goes and he writes it once he was released, and he became a good author and entrepreneur. And he aptly fit in to my example of becoming an inverse paranoid. And how did he use his experience to his advantage? Basically, this pilot who was shot during the one of the battle of the Second World War, he spent 7 years as a prisoner of war in some of the most hellish conditions known to humankind. He was beaten, became thin, he was malnourished, and was kept in solitary confinement for years. But he writes that how he felt about it, about that experience. He writes that what it was the most powerful transformation experience for his life. As he entered the cell for the first time, he realized he would be spending a lot of time alone. He asked himself, how can I use this experience to my advantage? The simple question of when I say becoming an inverse paranoid. He writes that he decided to see it as an opportunity rather than as a tragedy. An opportunity to get to know both himself and his creator, the Almighty God. The only two beings he had been spending time with better. He spent many hours each day reviewing every interaction he had ever had with anyone in his life. Slowly, he began to see the pattern of what had worked and what hadn't worked in his life. Over time, he slowly psychoanalyzed himself. Eventually, he came to totally know himself at the deeper levels. He fully accepted every aspect of his being, developed a profound sense of compassion for himself and for all humans, and came to fully understood his true nature. A wonderful transformation. As a result, he was the most wise, humble, and a peaceful man, he writes, after his release from the prison. He says he literally radiated love and spirituality. Though he had limits that he would never want to have to do it again. He also writes that he would not trade his experience as a prisoner of war for anything, for it has made make him who is what he is today. A deeply spiritual and a happy family man, a successful author, and one of the most moving inspirational speaker one could ever hope to hear. He's penned down many books and he's equally successful entrepreneur. Exactly, he fits and gives a very beautiful example. In the most adverse situations, you can make the most of it. You can use your even bad experiences, worst experiences to your advantage, and that's what's becoming a learning from this experience. Thank you very much.